What do you feel are the pros of doing something like that versus just keeping it off the books, or I say off the books, but like outside of that,
Yeah.
the legislative processes of things.
So for me, like I've always wanted to buy land and, to build a community building, because like I go back and forth on temples because, some people say we worship outside, which I prefer to worship outside.
Hmm.
Like to me, like,
In
why would
nature.
why would we worship inside? Like, yeah, if you're at home and you're doing your, ancestor altar or whatever, but it's just like we're gonna be outside. We're gonna have our vey or our, hygge, or
Sacred
whatever we have.
groves, right?
Yeah, your grove and stuff like that. And I was just like, why don't we just make a community building and like do our food pantry to feed the pagan community and teach classes in there and have our banquets and worship outside in a grove. Like to me that would be more feasible, you know, than having a hof. Like, yeah, hofs are beautiful, but like a lot of stuff's expensive right now. And like to get our tax exemption stuff, we wouldn't have to pay land taxes or property taxes, so that's a plus. And one of my friends from another kindred, he was like, I think it would be really cool that if you did that, because what you're doing anyway is kind of unique anyway, because for the longest we had all women in our kindred, like we had all women, and then it slowly balanced itself out again. But he thought it would have been really cool for me to have a 501c3 for the kindred, because I am a Githia, and like, there is Githias out there, but they're kind of few and far between. And so he thought it was really cool if I got a 501c3 and, I could get grants and stuff. That's a plus, but they're kind of harder to look through than we thought they were going to be. We thought we were just going to find them here and there, and see, they have tailored them to where the 501c3s are like Christian based.
Hmm.
So like if we were to find one, we're like, oh, we want to do food pantries. Well, we could get a grant for that, but like we can't get a grant for like to, like our first year starting out, because it's not Christian based. So we have to find stuff that's kind of off the beaten path, and we've been looking. So that's like one of the harder like cons of it. We thought we were gonna not have issues, but we have for the past 6 months. But also you have to wait 2 years. Once you become a 501c3, you have to wait 2 years to get any form of grant stuff, or
So you have to be
depending on how much.
established.
Yeah, and you have to have like donations, like steady donations, like every month, and you have to meet like a certain quota of the donations that you get. And to me, like, donations are kind of like, yeah, they're great, but it's awkward to me because you read about how people used to you know give tidings or offerings or whatever you want to talk about, when people would go past the temples like in Iceland and stuff like that, like they would pay homage or whatever, and give to the
Yeah.
Gothi different stuff, cattle or goods or whatever. And so for me it's just like, I don't know anybody that has cattle or goods. Like, I don't need a cattle. I don't need a
Right.
cow. I don't need chickens. Like, I'm good on that. It's just like we live in a world where money is
Money
king.
is it? Yeah. Right.
But nature is free. you know. So to me it's
Right.
just like, why would we need all that stuff? And yeah, donations are nice, so we could, you know, do can drives, and we do our meetups, and we have our big potlucks, and we let people take food and stuff home because we want them to. And we're doing stuff to raise money here and there to help, our community where we're at. And we go to other people's stuff to, host events. Like we're going to the New Moon Market, next week in Tyler and everything. And, we raise a lot of money out there. Like, it's great. Like, we get to help the community back where we're at, and, slowly to buy land one day and,
But
slowly to build a building and stuff. But it's
but
just,
yeah, when you say raise money, I mean you get to attend these events
yeah,
as River
a
Pine Kindred,
fundraiser.
but
Yeah.
you can be like, well, we are a registered 501c3.
Yeah,
All
we
of
have
your
paperwork.
all of your donations go toward the charitable contribution of the organization to further the community, right? So you have that legal backing, you have that
Yeah.
documentation that you can attend said events and present yourselves as a charitable organization where you're not looking for cash grabs or handouts or anything like that. It's for the community.
Yeah, we're not like, "You need to give donations so you can get closer to Odin." I'm like, "No,
Yeah,
no,
right,
no,
right,
nothing like
right.
that." It's like, we're actually helping community